Here we go. Under 2 hours. I know we
We
can do it.
we can do it. We can do it.
I'm positive we can do it. I
Yes.
can never play the opening.
Step into the grand arena where the legends come to fight. Bodies clashing, dreams ignite under the neon lights. Oh yeah, Pondwater Dave is the voice calling every move. Amy, Vaughn, and the trivia getting you in the groove. Oh yeah. Feel the energy, the thunder as the crowd begins to roar. High flying daredevils in a battle like never before. Oh yeah, from the turnbuckle to the mat, the action never stops. Talking wrestling takes you to the top. Oh yeah, feel the energy, the thunder as the crowd begins to roar. High flying daredevils in a battle like never before. Oh yeah, from the turnbuckle to the mat, the action never stops. Talking wrestling takes you to the top. Oh yeah, talking wrestling, it's a war right from suplexes to body slams. We got it all inside, get ready for excitement, that's on the show. Talking wrestling is ready to throw down. Oh yeah.
Welcome in, everyone, for another exciting episode of Talking Wrestling with Pondwater Dave. That's me. And with me tonight, as always, is the First Lady of the Arn Anderson Fan Club, Miss Amy Vaughn. Amy, how are you?
Wonderful. I just was listening to Arn and Brock on a
Oh,
show that they were doing, so I got to
well,
have
everything
them. Did I get
in
to have?
Amy's world.
That's right. Did I get to have our show, and it's gonna be fun.
Well, I think this is a fun one. I mean, we're normally talking wrestling, and tonight we're going to talk about Mike Tyson and the Jake Paul extravaganza. Uh,
Yes,
which I think there's a lot of sports entertainment involved in it, so it's not too far off topic for what we normally do.
I
But
I 100% agree.
well, how's your week been, Amy? Last time we talked, it wasn't all that great, so hopefully things have have
Yes, it has been.
improved.
It was a for you all just a little tidbit. My son, he's 14. One of his really good friends had an accident and he passed away, and so obviously he was on the football team with them, and so it was of just of the school, the community. We've really had a lot of loss lately, and so it was a struggle. And I think that I took Aaron to the funeral and stuff, and I got to witness all these young adults helping each other get through their grief, and that was just something quite amazing to see. And so um, he will never forget his friend. He talks about him all the time, which I like. He's not afraid to talk about him, and so yeah. So this week has started a lot better than last week.
Mm.
But we got through it, and like I said, it was amazing just to see all those kids really rallying behind each other to get
They're pretty
through.
resilient. They're pretty
Yes,
resilient, and
uh,
you
and I
hate to
really
see it.
liked. Oh yeah, well, and I
And
liked.
my prayers are out for that family. I can't imagine. That's
Right,
my greatest fear. I cannot imagine what it's like to lose a child.
yes, and just yes, I am right there with you 100%. And to see the older football players kind of help it because they're all Dayton was a freshman, Aaron's a freshman, so you had your older football players kind of tending. They all, like I said, they all were just helping each other, and I just, I definitely think that would have been something that Dayton would have appreciated. Everything that I've heard, I know about him. I only knew him very much through Aaron and Dayton yelling at each other through Call of Duty or whatever game they might be playing together a lot of times. So, he's got wonderful memories of a great friend. And yes, it has definitely been a better week. Appreciate you asking. Yes, continue to pray for that family. And what about you? What's going on with you?
I've had a good week.
Awesome.
I mean, I got to go to Fountain, not Fountain Hill, Spring Hill, Louisiana. It's my
Yes.
first time doing a show there. Long drive. I mean, it's the longest 3 hours I've ever drove. But I got to work
Really?
with
Just a lot of nothing to see? You know,
which
like is it
the
just kind of like that?
well, a third of it is driving from the highway to the town, and
Oh,
it's
okay,
just a lot
okay.
of it's just forever.
I hear you. I hear you.
But I mean, I got to work with some talent I've never worked with before. I got to work with Haas Holding.
Hmm.
Haas is 62 years old.
Oh my.
He is incredible, charisma, but that's his gimmick. I mean, he embraces that he's wrestling's pawpaw, grandpa.
How long's he been wrestling?
Well, he's been around for a long time.
Has he? Okay. I didn't know
Yeah,
if this, his
he's
gimmick he started at 50 or
no, he's energetic. I mean, he reminds me a lot of Dusty.
Really?
Yeah, I worked with him, and then I tag team.
You
Um,
worked with him? Oh, that's cool.
yeah, I was only referee there the other night.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant you other places, like you worked with him in other places. I'm sorry. I
No, no,
misunderstood.
no. And then I worked with a tag team called Vatos Kinda Locos,
Ooh, you had a
and
luchador match?
they wrestled Southern Royalty. Rob Love and Alex Arsenal. One of them comes out with a glass of champagne, and he does pinkies up.
Ah,
He's up. Uh, they were very entertaining. I hope to work with them again. I worked with man. This is what happens when you don't put your notes down. I hate to say anybody's name wrong,
right.
uh, but I finally got to work with Simon Phillips.
Okay. How'd that
He's been on
go?
the show. He's been on the show. Uh, Man, he's incredible.
Awesome.
Incredible. He wrestled Geo. He came up
Oh,
on the short end. Geo beat him.
we
It was
love
an
Gio.
really good match. Great
Hmm.
match. He's a hell of a talent. Bright
He's from
future.
Louisiana, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm
Simon? I
hoping
thought so.
he made his BIW debut. I'm hoping to see more of him. He was, we talked to him, and
Yeah.
he told us how good he was, and he wasn't lying. And then
He's like that one coach that said, Google me. You'll see that I win. Who was that said that? Football coach. Do you remember?
Google me,
Uh,
you'll see that I win.
yeah.
That sounds awful familiar.
Yes. Who did say that? Like, I can't remember who it was. If you all know in the chat, that would be great if you could tell me. It was fairly recent. It was a team. That's what Indiana. Thank you. It was. They're undefeated, right? Indiana's undefeated.
I believe they're still undefeated.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. I knew y'all would know. I probably heard it from TNA. That's who the two who told me. Terry and Andrew are the ones who came up with that answer. And I know I heard it on their show.
And then Cassandra had a challenge, a young lady named Calientita. If I didn't
Really?
butcher that up too bad.
Okay.
And she had a hell of a showing. And for a second there, we thought that, well, the crowd, I knew it wasn't over, but the crowd thought that she had got the pin on Cassandra because for some reason they rang the bell. Just an accident over at the timekeeper stand. I had to
Uh-oh.
wave it off, but I mean, it was close. I mean, she
Right.
kicked out at the last second, and I guess that the guy ringing the bell thought that she didn't kick out. And she was something now. I mean, pretty spicy. I'm telling you, she was.
Ooh, so
I
how
think she's
was
going to
it
get a
reffing?
rematch.
I was
Huh?
gonna say, how was it reffing that match? If she was spicy, was she saying things to you?
Oh, she's very resourceful. She begged off to the corner like she was hurt,
Oh,
and she
uh-huh.
called me to her. And as I bent down, I got between her and Cassandra, and I bent down to check her, and she ran between my legs and Cassandra's legs and turned around and chop blocked Cassandra real quick.
That is resourceful. Very much so.
So
Interesting.
I got Alex Arsenal spit water and nacho chips in my eyes.
Ew.
He was just walking
Ew.
around he had nachos and he was drinking water, and then he decided to interfere in the Nightmare and Ray Fury's match. The winner is gonna make it into the
Yes. Was
to
he
the tournament.
jealous? Is
And
Arsenal in the tournament?
no, only one member of Southern Royalty can be in.
Okay, so
And
he's jealous.
he cost Jeremiah with his interference. It didn't go Jeremiah's way.
Oh.
But something had happened. Arsenal got hit, and I'm the one that got hit, and the water wasn't so bad. I was trying to get the tortilla chips out of my eyes.
That is so rude.
And but Fury took Jeremiah's chain from him and wrapped it around his arm and did a froggy elbow with it. I didn't see it. I mean, I could barely see to get down to count. I mean, it was so Ray Fury won and advanced, but they're going to have a 3-way match in West Monroe, December 28th. Jeremiah asked for it because he wants another crack at Fury, but he also wants to punish Alex Arsenal. So it sounds like it would be a 2-on-1 against Fury, but Jeremiah made it very clear that he wants a piece of Arsenal. Arsenal has to pay for what he's costing.
Yes.
They did a beat down after the match. They were beating Fury down. Vatos kind of locos made the save. Haas Holding made the save. It was a really hot crowd, cool venue. A lot going on in BIW, and
they got this they got this tournament that they're
Ray
adding
Fury's
the people to it. That's really cool. Oh, Ray.
There he is, Ray Fury in the house.
Congratulations on your win, Ray.
He was toe to toe with him, and it's just that dang Southern Royalty, man. You just can't keep them out, and I'm glad that this time it bit them in the ass.
Exactly. Now they're going to be right, because if only one gets in, they're not going to be having a gentleman's, like, oh, you take it, or they're going to be nasty to each other. So it should be interesting to see how it goes.
Yeah, let's take a second before we get to rolling and welcome everybody in that's watching. We got them in the chat. Brandon Perkins, my Dallas Stars buddy. T-Weave is here. Willie Buck, Mike Whitaker. Hey, Whitaker. Andrew Hermas in the house, telling you they're 10-0. They have Ohio State Saturday. I hope they beat Ohio State. Good God, I hate Ohio State.
Tell us how you feel, Dave.
Ray Fury's here. Man, I don't like the Ohio State. Those assholes tried to copyright Ohio the. State.
I like it. Did they really?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
The douche State is heavy in Ohio. I think what it is that Urban Meyer used to be their coach, and they still got that, in my eyes, they still got that stink on them, because I don't like Urban Meyer at all.
Yeah. Yeah. I could see that. I could see where you would,
Unless he's into the show, and if he is, he can drop down into the chat. And then I still won't apologize because I said what I said.
I understand. And you shouldn't. You shouldn't.
We had a big weekend with granddaughters playing basketball. Grandson's playing basketball. She scored 19 last night.
Good deal. So what grade is this?
She's 9th.
So is that like a freshman team or JV?
She's on the JV. She plays on the JV, and then she's also on the varsity.
Cool.
She gets into the varsity game. She got in the varsity game the other night. It's funny because there's a coach, and one of the coaches, one of the parents. He's a parent and a coach at MRA in Madison. Mm-hmm. And Ohio State without question, Brandon.
Really? I would have thought Coco Beware. No. Honestly.
But no, Eric Dampier. Mm-hmm. I saw him and I knew he looked familiar. And my wife said, that's Eric Dampier. He played for Mississippi State in the Final Four. That's what she led with. And I'm like, man, I know that he looks familiar to me. The name sounds familiar, but I don't watch Mississippi State basketball and could care less if they went to the Final Four.
Right.
So I wouldn't have known him from that. And I'm just racking my brain. And then it finally hit me the other day. He played for the Dallas Mavericks. That's why I know who he is.
Isn't that cool? Y'all both
But
knew him different ways.
yeah,
Different
I
teams.
mean, I would have led with Eric Dampier, former NBA player, and he also played Mississippi
Right.
State, and that's why they love
Right.
him here.
Right.
But anyway, his daughter plays, and they put Maddie in against her, and she's only about a foot taller than Maddie.
Oh, bless.
And his son plays too, and he's really good. So they beat the compound piss out of us. Anyway,
Well, you saying that for some reason, I said a couple weeks ago, I was at work and we were talking about something, and I said it was bowling shoe ugly. And do you know that they had never heard that? Like they thought that I was just, I'm like, really? Y'all have never heard of bowling shoe ugly? I
oh
guess
God,
it's not as popular, I guess, outside of the Jim Ross wrestling sphere, but we use that sometimes at work. That is
oh,
bowling shoe
I
ugly.
watched an episode just recently. I watched it with Dollar Dave on the Ram Network. We watched CWA 1988.
Yeah.
And Marty Jannetty told Lance Russell to make like a sheep herder and get the flock out of here. And that was 1988. And I was probably saying that a couple years before that. So, I mean, it all comes around.
That's hilarious. But yes, bowling shoe ugly is new term. They did not know what that, they had never said that. I was like, really?
Hey,
I say it a lot, I guess.
Let me ask you, do you watch Yellowstone?
Mm-hmm. I have not seen the new episodes.
I'm going to need you to get caught up.
Yes. We are.
I'm going to need you to get caught up so we can talk about it on here.
Oh yes, definitely.
And if you're 2 weeks behind, then we're good for not spoiling anything. And I watched it this Sunday, and after they showed a new show with Billy Bob Thornton called Landman. It's a Taylor Sheridan show, and I think I'm going to be into it. It's really good.
My husband loves Tulsa King. He watches that a lot. I mean,
Tulsa King's good too.
It's definitely interesting. And again, that's a Taylor Sheridan, so that's really interesting. You know, I think too. I like Billy Bob Thornton. Oh
man, God Almighty, Terry Weaver's just
man. He really did. He just let you have it.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, it's the truth, but I mean, you didn't have to put it out there, Terry, like that. It's not very nice.
RSRG Entertainment says he can't wait to watch Landman. I think you're going to love it.
I think so,
there's a lady that goes to church with us, one of my mother-in-law's friends, Miss Bonnie, and she turned to me and we talked about Yellowstone and Tulsa King, and she watched Landman and she was upset that she doesn't have Paramount, so she wasn't going to be able to watch it. But I remedied that for her.
Oh, aren't you sweet?
I am. Don't believe me? Ask me. I'll tell you. But you need to get caught up so we can talk about this. This Landman it's got Allie Lantern in it, and she is.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, Billy Bob and John Hamm.
John Hamm. Oh, that'll
Demi
be good.
Moore's in it. Demi Moore.
Okay.
Yeah, but Allie. Oh my God. There's a scene where she calls it's Billy Bob's ex-wife.
Oh,
and she calls him on FaceTimes him like 8 o'clock in the morning, and she's got her knockers out. And I mean, this outfit that she's wearing is like a Western shirt, opened up bustier.
Yeah.
And I mean, she's gorgeous, and he's talking to her, and he's driving, and they're talking about their daughter and everything. But then he's like, "So you're fixing to leave for Cabo now?" She goes, "Oh no, we don't go to this evening." She goes, "Well, why are you dressed like that at 8 o'clock in the morning?" She goes, "Just to show you what you can't get anymore." So, I mean, it's just, and Taylor Sheridan knows how to write like a smartass. So all of his main characters are smartasses. Willie Buck loves Yellowstone too.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is such great writing, no matter where they are. Tulsa King, and I think did I tell you this? One of my little, one of the OVW wrestlers, Cash Flow, is on the show. I think he's
really?
Butcher. Is he Butcher? Yes, he is on the show. He's kind of a henchman for Sylvester Stallone. which I love seeing that for him. Go cash flow.
There you go.
And
Shout out to
yes,
cash flow.
yeah, definitely. But like you said, I mean, I'm sure this landman, I mean, it is going to be spectacular. If anything says, between Yellowstone and Tulsa King and whatever else he might be having coming out, Landman, I feel like there was something else is there something else that he's doing?
I think that they're doing, I don't know if it's going to be called the 4 Sixes,
Uh-huh.
but I know they're pivoting after Yellowstone. I mean, we're wrapping up
Well,
Yellowstone.
yes. Hey, Allison. Yes, we're having to. I mean, we're
Let
lucky to
me
get
answer
this.
Brandon's
So
question, though. Dave, what was the bigger disappointment in our beloved Dallas this weekend? Tyson versus Paul, Cowboys versus Texans, or Stars versus Ducks? I'm going to say Stars versus Ducks. I hate where it hurts me when the Stars lose. I could care less. Honestly, Jerry Jones has broke me. I don't care about the Dallas Cowboys right now. I don't. I mean, Jerry's got to go. I mean, whatever it takes. I mean, he needs to retire. He needs to sell the team. God needs to call him home. Whatever. I know. I'm just kidding. You know he ain't going to heaven.
wishing.
I mean, the Cowboys just he's broke me, and I'm gonna tell you how I know he broke me. Last week I was watching Pittsburgh play the Redskins, and I normally could care less about either team.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I respect Pittsburgh because they got all those Super Bowls.
Yes.
They're not the New Orleans Saints that just got one. I mean, they got some skins on the wall. I respect them.
Yes.
But they're playing Washington, who I can't stand. But I'm saying is I watched the game. I watched the game and I enjoyed the game.
Mm-hmm.
Cowboys lost to Philadelphia Eagles, which would normally put me in bed for a week. I'd be at the Tuesday meeting saying, "Hi, I'm Dave. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan." And they'd go, "Hi, Dave. No keychain for you." So it's just they lost to Philadelphia and I could care less.
Right.
I actually like Jalen Hurts. He played quarterback for Alabama and Oklahoma, which are my two schools.
Yes.
So, I mean, I don't hate the Philadelphia Eagles at the moment. I don't hate the Cowboys. I just don't care. And, man, we got to do something. I've heard that they're talking about that Deion Sanders becoming the coach of the Cowboys is the big talk.
Really?
Oh, yeah, they're saying that. But here's the deal. You're not going to get Deion if he can't bring his son because he's doing that Pop Warner, my son's the quarterback thing.
Yes.
And he's managed to do that all the way up to a Division I school. And I'm not saying that his son's not a good quarterback. They're right. They're having a hell of a season. I'm not crapping on Shador. And I mean, I'm for it because what we got is not an elite quarterback.
Got you.
I mean, I'm through with the Dak Prescott.
You're paying for it though. What are you gonna do?
Hey, we're gonna take a salary cap hit, but let's look at Denver. Let's look at Denver. They got a new coach, Bo Nix. Nix is having success in Denver. They bit the bullet, but at least they're going to playoffs and not a bad division.
You're right. Yes.
I mean, we hadn't done anything in 29 years.
Very true.
And so Jerry Jones can get a ladder and kiss Tall Indian's ass. I'm done with him. I mean, he's broke me. Congratulations. You've made me not give a shit about the Dallas Cowboys. I'm 58 years old. That's all I've ever known in my life is the Dallas Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
I've only pivoted from the Cowboys one time. And that's when I got tired because Coach Landry wouldn't give up when he needed to. So I jumped to the Indianapolis Colts because Gary Huggaboom was their quarterback. He went there and he was backup quarterback for the Cowboys. I went with Huggaboom, but I didn't jump on a team with a winning record.
Right.
But they signed Eric Dickerson and they went from 3-13 to winning the division the next time. They got Coach Ron. After I jumped, Ron Meyer became the coach. He used to be the coach at SMU when Mustang Mania was running wild back in the 80s with Craig James and Eric Dickerson. Eric Dickerson goes there and, all of a sudden I'm looking like I knew what I was talking about. The day Jerry bought the team, but the day Jerry Jones bought the team, I'm back because the only thing I would have done different is I would not have just sent Coach Landry packing.
Mhm.
I would have sent Danny White with him the same day. But, that's what. So when Brandon asked what my biggest disappointment, I'm not disappointed in the Tyson fight. It's the spectacle I expected it to be. It's the spectacle I expected it to be. The undercard. Also, here's another thing. How am I going to be disappointed about something that was on Netflix?
Exactly.
I pay for Netflix anyway.
Exactly.
It's like WWE with the network and now Peacock. When you take the $50 price tag off of it, the buyer's remorse are gone.
Mhm.
I mean, I watched a show that if I didn't like, I had the option to change the channel to about 1,000,000 other things on Netflix I could have watched.
Exactly. So
So,
let me ask you, because
yeah,
I did watch the fight. Are we talking about the fight yet? Are you done with your Dallas Cowboys? Broke your heart?
yeah, I mean,
Okay. I didn't want to move on if you still needed to.
no, it's time. We can talk
Okay.
about it.
Um, so I've never watched a fight like that before.
Oh,
You know.
hang on.
Oh, I'm
It's
sorry.
our topic, our main topic. Can we stay on topic? Maybe we doubt it, but we try.
Can we stay on topic?
I doubt it, but we
I
will
like
try.
that. We will try. So I've never watched like a boxing match, like a pay-per-view like that. Like I've never really watched anything like that. Is so like there were 4 matches and it literally took 4 hours, if not more.
Well,
Is that normal or was it just because it was this fight they were doing a lot of I mean I'm really asking. I have no idea. Was that normal?
well, it's boxing.
Right.
You probably would have. They weren't going to get. I don't think they were going to get Tyson and Paul to the ring any quicker. I think they knew about what time they were going to go to. But
Okay.
let's just say, okay, there was a whole undercard too that we
Yes.
didn't see. I mean, there was a guy named Bruce Shoo Shoo Carrington Jr. He defeated Dana Coolwell via unanimous decision, which means they went to the distance. There was no knockout. They went the distance. Went
Right.
to
Is that the
judges'
first
scorecards.
match? Was that the first match? Or wait,
No,
you're
that wasn't
talking
on
about
TV.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
And
Yes,
then
you said undercard.
Lucas Body defeated Armando Casamonica via majority decision. So you've had two. The
Ooh.
crowd's already watched a couple of them go the distance. Now I don't know they went the 12-round distance or they might have been shortened
Right.
fights.
Right.
It doesn't say here. And Shadeja Green defeated Melinda Watpool via split decision. So there's the third one that went
Split decision, so it was a good,
they went the distance.
right.
And then the first match of the night, and I didn't watch this because I had it on SmackDown because I didn't know if I wanted to watch the undercard or not. Niraj Goyat defeated Wenderson Nunez via unanimous decision. So I don't know how many that went.
I think that
but
was 6. I feel
was it
like
a
that
6
was
round?
not I feel like that was 6. That was the first one they showed on TV?
Yeah.
I feel like that was 6 because I think the other ones went 12.
But I did get in time for the WBC welterweight championship.
Mm-hmm.
I've been watching. I used to watch boxing a lot.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, my daughter got me to go live on TikTok with her and one of her friends, and we watched it together on TikTok Live.
Oh,
we didn't put the fight
cool.
on TikTok Live. It was just we were and but when I was a kid, I used to watch like there was a pay channel, a pay service called Preview or On
Mhm.
that you had a box that sat on your TV, and it from like 6 o'clock at night until 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, you had movies
Okay.
but you could watch fights sometimes on like pay-per-view. It was before you had traditional pay-per-view because I watched Sugar Ray Leonard and Thomas the Hitman Hearns, and they went 15 rounds.
Lord.
I mean, boxing used to go 15 rounds.
Right.
I would watch anytime Sugar Ray Leonard, Thomas Hearns, Marvin Hagler.
Mm-hmm.
if you can go find that on ESPN Classic, just violence.
Now, you've talked about watching pay-per-views, like you had to go get the box and put it on your TV. Is this kind of the same thing or is this different?
Well, when I was watching boxing, but then you got to where you had traditional pay-per-view that you could
Okay.
but I could have in the mid 80s gone and got the box and done that. But then eventually got it, we could call and order it.
I
And
got you.
then
I got you.
I kind of dipped out of boxing after George Foreman's reemergence in the late
Okay.
80s when he won the heavyweight championship at 45.
How come? You
Uh,
just didn't agree with that or you didn't what?
I just quit enjoying it.
Mhm.
Um, when you grow up with Sugar Ray Leonard and Thomas Hearns and Marvin Hagler and Muhammad
Mhm.
Ali and Larry Holmes and George Foreman and Roberto Duran.
Right.
Uh,
Did you watch any Mike Tyson fights early
yeah,
on? Or is that what
yeah, oh
brought you
yeah.
back?
I learned to quit paying for Mike Tyson.
Mhm.
I mean, Michael Spinks sat down before I did, and I wasn't going to watch this fight. I was talking to another vendor, and I said, I'm not going to watch the fight. I said, I learned my lesson a long time ago about paying for Mike Tyson fights. They go, it's on Netflix. I said, are you serious?
Mhm.
So, it was game on then.
Yeah.
So we watched it, and the welterweight fight to me, the welterweight and the women were worth it. If you didn't enjoy the welterweight or the women's match, you did. I mean, what more do you want? Now,
Right.
Barrios was the champion, and he defended against Abel Ramos, and it looked like he was going to put Ramos away pretty early. And Ramos battled back. And I normally cannot stand when it goes to the scorecards because
Mhm.
the judges will screw you. I mean, and sometimes you don't understand how the matches are scored. I couldn't score a boxing match.
Right.
And I'll tell you, that guy looks like he's whooping that guy, this guy. But as the match went on, I mean, when they said that one of the judges scored it 114 to 112 for one of them, and the other one scored it 116 to 110 for the other. I didn't see them that, 114, 112 is a 2-point swing. That's close.
Mhm.
I don't know where that guy saw 116, 110, but then the other guy saw 113, 113.
Right.
You had a draw. I didn't have a problem with it because I couldn't pick a winner on that fight.
Mhm.
Early, it looked like it was the champion, but the challenger looked like he was bringing it late. The challenger, I come from an era where I don't believe in titles changing on outpointing. That's why I don't like Mayweather.
Right.
So good, but he beats people on points, and he's not a lot of knockouts, and
Mhm.
I just. But I also truly believe you got to beat the champ to beat the champ.
Right. Right.
I love Sugar Ray Leonard, but they gave him the belt over Hearns in a decision.
Mm.
And did he out? I mean, he ran from him. He got his points, and he outpointed him, and he took it. Not
Right.
not Hearns, Hagler,
Mm.
Sugar Ray Hagler. Am I glad that Sugar Ray won the fight? Yeah, I love Sugar Ray Leonard, but Marvin Hagler got screwed, and I don't think he ever fought again after that.
Really?
I think it pissed him off so bad. Marvin Hagler, he's a man and a half. I don't think that Ray beat him big enough to take the belts from him.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I mean, but I wasn't unhappy. I didn't agree. But this being a draw, I had no problem with it. So, and I thought, man, I'm back. I'm enjoying boxing. Wow, this is
Uh-huh.
good.
Uh-huh.
And then Katie Taylor, the champion, comes out to defend against Amanda Serrano. And we heard all about Amanda. She's 37 years old. Got her first cell phone this week. They
Yeah.
said that she got her first cell phone week. They said she don't drink, she don't smoke, she don't even date. She just whoops asses.
And they beat the crap out of each other.
Well, the two illegal headbutts, they had her busted open, and I was afraid they were going to stop it.
Yes. But yes, and I guess leading with their head, is that kind of what they're talking about too?
Yeah.
You know, That
One
cut,
time's an accident. I think she did twice. I felt like she fought dirty.
mm, that that cut, like the skin was flapping over, like it was a brutal
It was horrible.
cut. I mean, it was just like flapping around. She's like talking, and it's like flapping around, and just like you said, they really did have to doctor it. They whatever they do to when they go over for the for the 2 minutes or 1 minute, 30 seconds, whatever they get for their break.
I don't guess you could staple it during the match, though. I don't think you could just come in and close it because then if
Yeah, I
she got
guess.
hit with that, I mean,
Yeah.
but
What? I
I
don't know what I
definitely heard Amy
said.
say something else the first time. Been spending too much time in the group chat. Yeah, she did.
Oh, oh, yes, yes,
I mean,
yes,
it's
yes,
different when you
yes.
type it. You don't say it out loud.
That's right.
It's
That's
from
right.
the heart when you type it. Hey, but she's a potty mouth from way back. We all know that.
No, I'm not. I'm not. They
Oh,
lie. Don't listen to them people.
but then I'm listening to them. They scored the fight 95-94, 95-94, 95-94, and said, and still champion. I'm like, what the? And that's why I hate boxing. It's that bullshit there.
Hmm. Well, Amanda's, was it Amanda?
Yeah.
Who lost? Amanda lost,
Amanda
right?
lost.
Her trainer
Yeah,
said
he said a
he
lot.
was mad. Yeah, he was pretty hot about it, and I think that's kind of,
She's
she's
37,
just trying to
37
be.
years old, and giving it to her was going to mess with their money.
I mean, yeah, he just. I mean,
She's going to have
I
to,
mean,
and I
that
don't know
was
if she'll ever
fun.
get another shot at it again. She should.
Right. Now, well, let me ask you this. I can't remember which one it was. It might have been Amanda. She gained weight for the fight. Is that correct? Was it Amanda who was like, she was, or it could have been the other
Well,
girl,
Katie was the champion, so Amanda would have had to have moved,
had to have gained weight.
had to gain or lose to get to her.
She, if I'm not mistaken, it sounds like she gained, or she was saying she went up 2 levels or whatever. Okay.
Terry
Featherweight.
says yes, she was a featherweight.
Amanda was a featherweight. What was Katie?
She's no, Katie's featherweight champion.
Okay.
No.
Oh.
Amanda was a featherweight. So what weight class was this fight in? I didn't think to look. I didn't know you was going to ask.
I'm sorry. I don't know. Let me see.
Welterweight with a question mark. I don't know.
Welterweight. Okay. Well, anyway, she talked about how she had to gain weight for this fight.
Yeah.
I mean, and she's mentioned that a few different times. And then the girl from the one who won was from Ireland. I didn't understand anything she said, which again, she just fought. I don't blame her for being out of breath and whatever you're supposed to be saying.
She
but
said that she didn't care how controversial it was. I mean, I've decided we hate her.
Okay. We do? Okay.
Yeah, I know one of us does.
I mean, I was the trainer. I was all in what he was talking about. I was like, yeah, man. He just said it and just let it out.
Our old friend Eddie has a word for people like that.
You better stop it.
So we'll see her next Tuesday.
So this is where, I watched all 3 of those matches. I stayed up and I thought, okay, like I said, they were all good, but I was very tired at this time. And so after the Katie, after that match, the women's match, the announcers were like, or the commentators were like, all right, 30 more minutes until the Jake Paul Mike Tyson match. And I was just like, I cannot do this. I was exhausted. I didn't even watch it.
Let's talk about the announcers.
Okay.
We have Mauro Ranella.
Yes. Entertaining.
Yeah. He's not bad at what he does.
No.
I don't like him, but I got reasons. But
very much into the match and what's going on and who's hitting who and what's going on. I like that though.
Rosie Perez, though, I
Is
love
she
her.
does she do that? I mean, she is because they were talking about how she
She
was
wasn't
at the
bad at it.
last fight. Well, no, but they were talking about how she announced the last fight
I've
in
seen
Madison or
videos on
whatever.
TikTok. I've seen videos on TikTok accusing Morrow of having bad breath because of the look that Rosie had on her face. This one woman says, "I'm Puerto Rican, and I'm telling you that look, the way that she's got her head turned from him." I hate how
Yes,
boxing takes such long breaks. That's true.
I
You
can't
know, when I
believe
used to
it.
go to the wrestling matches as a kid, though, the world class would take a long time in between matches.
Really?
Yeah. I
Oh
mean, when
my
I went to my
god.
first WWF show, when they came to Dallas when it was Hogan and the Sheik,
Uh-huh.
I was surprised at how quick it was. One match coming out right after the other, and then intermission, and then we did it again. And
Interesting.
I'd never been subjected to that because there was always long pauses between matches.
Right. I was just like, when they said, all right, 30-minute countdown until I was just like, I cannot do this. I
I went
hope
to
I'll see it on TikTok, YouTube. I just was exhausted. I mean, that was like almost 11 o'clock.
I've been to
It had
I've
to have
been to
been.
a boxing match before in Fort Worth.
Uh-huh.
I
Was it
can't.
like that?
Oh yeah, there was pauses between matches, but if one of these matches would have ended, I think they
Mhm.
probably would have had another match ready to go, another bout on
Oh, like if you
standby.
would have had a knockout or something, it didn't go 12 rounds or
Or they might
something.
have. Maybe they had some stuff showed. They probably would have showed some older footage of. I mean, they had contingencies to make that because I mean those guys, Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, weren't going to the ring until later.
Right. Right. And I
2 weeks
did
says it was for the women's super light heavyweight title.
okay. So definitely not a featherweight, super lightweight. I thought the promos and the little vignettes that they did were really good. Like I liked watching that. I mean, I know Jake Paul is really getting a lot of, slack or whatever you want to call it. I mean, he works out. I mean, they showed him doing all that stuff. I mean, he's not just, going out there pretending. I mean, at least he is, attempting. Now, granted, I know that there's some thoughts on the type of opponents that he picked, but
If
again,
boxing, if every boxer would do wrestling promos, if they would determine a good guy and a bad guy, it would there's nothing wrong with the showmanship. Muhammad Ali got it.
mhm,
Muhammad Ali got it. He watched Gorgeous George.
mhm.
Muhammad Ali was a wrestling fan and he brought that in.
I like that too.
Uh RSRG Entertainment says, I feel like they were trying to have Jake Paul walk at 9 p.m. on the West Coast. That makes sense.
Yeah, and
That
maybe
makes
so.
sense.
Maybe it was closer to 10,
But I
10:30. I was
mean,
just
you can't
exhausted.
you can't fault the formula. You can't fault
No.
the formula. You don't like him. You want to see him get his ass knocked out. It is there's nothing wrong with it. Do do I think the fight was worked? No, I do not. Do I think Mike Tyson could have beat Jake Paul after the second round? I did not think so.
Oh, I
I think
think
his window. I knew his window of opportunity was early.
mhm.
Do I think Jake Paul could have beat Mike Tyson? 100%. I think he rocked him. I think he could have finished him off, and he didn't.
He took a decision, I guess.
I think
Right?
he
It was
knew.
a decision.
Yeah. Now I think that they were wearing heavier gloves. They were wearing 14
Mhm.
ounce gloves. I think that the rules stated that Tyson could not throw uppercuts.
Mm.
I've heard a lot that there was a
Really?
lot of weird rules in here. The deck was stacked, but for 20
Yeah.
million, for 20 million,
Right.
I'll fight you with my mother on my back. I mean, whatever.
And give me time to go get an audience, a
Yeah,
crowd?
exactly. Uh, I mean, for 20 million, I'll clean stadium.
But I think the other thing, and I do know, that Mike Tyson
Andrew says
is
speculated to get paid had to go 6 rounds.
Oh, interesting.
I
How
agree
many
with
rounds did they go since I
I
didn't
agree
watch it?
that he didn't feel like Jake wanted to hurt Mike. I felt like that. I felt like that. I loved Mike's pre. I love. Man, I'm watching Mike. I'm watching Mike, and he's doing his interview, and the guy he's talking to, he kisses him, tells him he loves him, and he
That's his
turns
son.
around.
It was his son.
Yeah, and he turns around, and his ass is hanging out. I mean, from the back, it looked like he was wearing chaps.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
You're so silly.
it was so funny.
I think one thing though, and I know it is Mike Tyson,
Yeah,
but that is a 58-year-old Mike Tyson versus a 27-year-old Jake Paul.
I respect it
You
because I'm
know,
58 years old. I'm 58 years old, and I'm fairly active.
mm-hmm.
I went out and tried to just kick soccer ball with Patrick and his little friend Mason up at the school the other day, waiting Maddie to get out of practice.
Mm-hmm.
I went 10 minutes. I'm in there. I'm sucking wind. Can't hardly move. Felt it all weekend. I mean, that man went out there and fought 8 2-minute rounds. And
Yes, I mean, I think commend. I mean, you know, I think a lot of people probably were thinking, of course, if you haven't seen him in a long time, that he was the 20-year-old Mike Tyson that won the heavyweight. You know, I mean,
they
he
put
is known
together
for a
some
lot
good
of stuff.
vignettes.
Mm-hmm.
Also, let's keep in mind that when Tyson was doing hitting the heavy training, it was for the original July match. And he
Right.
got sick.
Yep.
And he got sick bad.
Yeah, real sick.
So he wasn't what he was before he got sick this year.
Definitely.
So, but I mean, it was entertaining. It was sports entertainment.
And they got a lot of money.
And everybody,
Both
and you
people?
hear people bitching about it like they got worked.
Well, you know what was one
They
of the
got
things
worked.
that's
And I mean, why are you mad?
right.
I mean,
Well,
and I guarantee you the people in the
just like
crowd,
to bitch.
the people that were there, probably, it's like Ric Flair's last match. The people that were there weren't bitching about it. The people
No.
at home are the ones that were shitting on it.
Right. We were having a
Because
great
if you
time.
were in that crowd, just to see that you were in the crowd and you saw Mike Tyson come to the ring.
Yes.
And then Jake and Logan did their entrance in the lowrider. I don't know why there was a pigeon in the back. I couldn't hear any commentary why they had a bird.
Isn't that because that was Mike Tyson? Remember he had that pigeon farm.
Oh, was it? That I didn't know what. Why
But I don't know if that
it.
has anything to do with it. But yeah, he had like a big pigeon farm for a long time. He may still have it. I don't know. So Aaron and
spectacle.
Right. Sean was out of town. Olivia was out of town. So it was just me and Aaron. And we were like, let's watch the fight. We watched it in the living room. I was getting tired. So I was like, okay. And Aaron went to go do something else. I said, I'm going to go watch this in my bedroom. So I turned Netflix off in the living room to go to the bedroom. That's when I started had all the buffering issues and stuff. I just assumed it was because I had, it was in my bedroom. So I didn't even know that was like a worldwide issue that was going on. I was just like, no big deal. I mean, I just thought it was because I had moved.
My daughter had that problem, but I had a little buffering, just very little buffering a couple times, and I was good.
Yeah. I just had, like I said, I just had it a few times, and it was really after I had moved TVs, and I just assumed that was the reason why. I had no idea.
Willie had heard that Jake Paul is wanting to fight against Conor McGregor in a UFC. I heard him say that he'd fight somebody. I thought it was Logan Paul. I thought it was Logan Paul that said that. I didn't think it was Jake.
I saw Conor McGregor respond something, but I wasn't paying attention.
The weight difference is so great. I don't think that would ever happen. Now, what do we think about the possibility of Logan Paul and Mike Tyson, or Jake Paul and Mike Tyson at WrestleMania?
Like in someone's corner, or being like a rematch?
Like a match at WrestleMania.
Well, would people want to see that again?
Well, I think Logan, and here's why I think that, because
Logan Paul, not Jake.
Well,
Or
Yeah,
who
I
did you
heard
say?
Jake, but Logan's the one that kind of,
Okay.
because Tyson said after the fight, maybe I'll fight your brother. And Jake
Okay.
just kind of looked up. I mean, Logan looked up and said, "Motherfucker, I'll kill you. I'll hurt you," or something. And it was funny. It was funny. So, but yeah, I'd like to see Jake Paul and Logan Paul at WrestleMania and Tyson. It would be fun. I mean, they
It
got 2
would.
nights and it's in Vegas.
Do you think they'd be in someone's corner? Do you think something like that could happen?
I think they'd get in there and work a match,
It
work a
could
fight.
be. I mean, Logan
I've
Paul is
really,
impressive
I mean,
wrestler.
I wouldn't hate
He
it.
is.
I wouldn't hate it, but then again, I've never really liked. I didn't like it when Roddy Piper did it with Mr. T. I didn't like it
Mhm.
when Mayweather did it with Big Show.
But it never ends up I mean, it turns
I
into some
mean,
kind of,
and
you know.
Ali stayed on his back the whole time. I mean,
Right.
Inoki stayed on his back the whole time, kicking at Ali.
Well, and that was different because people thought it was all real, and so you couldn't let one beat the other. You have to
Right?
make it, like you had to make it. And then Roddy Piper, they started like, didn't he pick him up and body slam him? So then it just kind of, like you said.
Yeah. Tim Robbins
Oh,
says he wants to
really?
see Francis. I can't say that name.
Whoever it is, Devin said it would
Versus
kill him.
Jake Paul.
Would kill him.
There's talk of that. I mean, at some point, Jake Paul fights somebody legitimate, and that may end his. I mean, he's. I mean, let's give him a slow golf clap for his girlfriend too. Well done, my friend. Well done.
Okay. Oh, I'm sure the money is not. I'm sure that helps. It's a
Can't
heavy.
hurt.
He's a heavyweight champion. Well, heavyweight champion.
I mean, I'd like to see him. I mean, at some point, he's going to have to fight somebody legitimate to keep it going.
Right. What does PFL stand for? PFL.
I don't know.
What does that stand for, Devin?
I know WBC, WBA, IBF. I don't know who the PFL is.
I just wondered. I don't know. I'm not even going to try to guess.
Ruiz upset Anthony Joshua.
Pro Fighting League. Thank you. Pro Fighting
Okay.
League. Okay, cool. Interesting. So they definitely have a lot of possibilities with there.
And hey, Devin Dowling, it's good to see you. It's good to see you here. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Yes. We're not going to probably see Devin much longer since he's got a little baby boy on the way. He's going to be busy with diapers and all that good stuff and feedings and no sleep and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun. So
we got to keep Waiter Tater for a little bit, and
Aw.
he's such a good baby.
How old is he now?
5 months, maybe 6 months.
Oh, so sweet. But I mean, again, Netflix, everybody wanted to see it. It was free. I think, again, that is, I mean, there is no buyer's remorse to that at all. I mean, people like me who would never have bought it.
Oh, you couldn't tell by the way that everybody was talking about it on social media.
Well, people,
but I mean, the
like
buyers
to bitch. They just like to bitch.
And I don't think WWE's not going to have these issues because WWE's got.
Oh,
they know what they're doing.
Right.
Also, WWE on their best day is never going to have the bandwidth demand that this had.
Right. Right.
Do you know 6.6 million people watched it on Antonio Brown's phone? He was recording. He was broadcasting from the Jumbotron and AT&T, and they said 6.6 million people watched it illegally on his.
Right.
But Netflix will get better. I mean, they'll learn from this and it'll get better. But you're never going to have anything that's going to have that kind of demand on bandwidth again.
But and like you're saying, it was buffering. It's not like we lost the whole thing. I mean, there could have been some really major issues, but it was just a little buffering. It's not like we didn't get to see the end.
My daughters went down. My daughters went down for a while. Like long enough for her to get it on her phone.
Really?
And then it finally came back up. I mean, they didn't miss the main event.
Right.
And it was doing it a lot. And it was doing it a lot between the fights. So,
That's Maybe that was like, okay, she's in a big city. Maybe Mayfield, it could handle everything that was going all the Netflix watching in Mayfield, I guess. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm in Utica, Mississippi, but I got fiber.
Yeah, I do too. We have fiber optic too.
As a matter of fact, I'm on Wi-Fi right now. I normally don't do Wi-Fi. This is my Wi-Fi broadcasting, so
Hmm.
now I'm switching back over to
Oh, they
the.
also had some sound and production issues. And it's one of those things you probably just have to do it, and then you see what you can only predict so much maybe, and so, like you said, 60 million people flipped on
But
Netflix
if I'm gonna
to
rate
watch
it,
it.
if I'm gonna rate this in pond water in jars of pond water,
Mhm.
I'm gonna give this a solid 3.5, three and a mouthful.
Yeah, the women's match
I
definitely
don't
was
like the
good.
decision on the women's match. Uh,
No titles changed,
yeah.
right? Neither one of those titles changed. Oh, you had to change
So
to the phone? Oh, that's right, you were over at Dave's. I remember that now.
so
Hmm.
I'm just it's. I mean, I enjoyed it, and but if I'd have paid for that, I probably would have had buyer's remorse.
Yeah. I wouldn't have paid for it just because I'm not that much into it, but I did. Aaron was like, "Let's watch it." I
Thumbs up,
definitely
thumbs down,
enjoyed
thumbs
that.
in the middle,
Definitely. I give it a
thumbs
thumbs
up.
up. It was, I mean, like I said, the match I watched because I did go to sleep, but that last because I was exhausted. The women's match was just, I just sat there like, whoo, just like, thank God I'm not in that ring. I mean,
I'll
the
pay
women
attention
were
to.
beating the crap
I'm
out of
gonna
each other.
definitely keep those two on my radar going forward.
Yes,
And I want to
definitely.
see Mario Barrios and April Ramos have a rematch.
Mhm.
I would
Mhm.
like that, and I mean, those two. I became a fan of both of those guys that night.
And I think they were very, cordial to each other, after it was
Oh, they
over, they
were. I
hugged,
mean, they
and so
did
that was nice, I mean.
well. Barrios knew that with the draw, he's still the champion,
Right.
and I mean, he knows he was lucky
Mm,
because Ramos almost got him.
right.
He almost got Ramos early.
Right.
Sweet science, man. I I used to love to watch boxing,
Mhm.
but it's kind of like my wrestling. The boxers today, when you grow up with Muhammad Ali and you grew up with
Right.
Sugar Ray Leonard, and man,
No,
it's
I
just
I understand, I understand.
I popped a few weeks ago. I was listening to Bruce, and Bruce made a boxing reference, and he used Donnie Lalonde, and
Mm.
I was like, man, that's so deep, random. Donnie Lalonde was fighting Sugar Ray Leonard in 1987. And I only remember this because Caesar's Palace was decorated for it.
Oh,
My first trip to Vegas.
okay,
If I'd have
okay.
gone a week later, I probably could have gone to the fight. But that's the only
Have you ever
reason I
been have you been to a fight in Vegas?
no,
Not in Vegas?
no.
You have to make that. Are you going to WrestleMania?
I've been to some shows in Vegas. We had a trip one time. I was out there with my first wife, Patty, my daughter's mother,
Mhm.
and we went out there, and it was like a magical trip that everything we touched paid.
Ooh.
Like we were staying at Excalibur right after it opened.
Uh-huh.
It's a shithole hotel. Uh, um, we were staying there, and she got thrown out of the casino because she didn't have her ID.
Oh, okay,
But I
okay.
mean, we'd been there, but we'd already been there a day, and it was
Oh,
the
yeah.
change dude that got her thrown out.
Hmm. Okay.
And so she came up and she got me. I was asleep, and but I mean, like we were down there earlier, and she hit like $400, and this is like an 80. This is like
Yeah,
in the late 80s.
right.
She hit like $400 while the machine didn't have enough to pay. So and that's when it still dropped. That's when
Oh,
it still
yeah,
dropped.
yeah.
It wasn't like printing out tickets.
Ding, 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 ding,
I
ding, ding,
played a
ding, ding, ding,
machine and I
ding,
won
ding.
like $300.
Okay.
So then we called and we took a helicopter tour of the Grand Canyon. They sent a limousine to get the hotel to get us, took us
Ooh.
to the airstrip, put us on a hotel, flew us down into the Grand Canyon. We landed, had wine and cheese, fed the prairie dogs, and flew back over the Hoover Dam. We paid cash for it.
Uh-huh.
Then later on, she's winning. gets kicked out.
Mm.
We check out. We go down to the Mirage and pay cash. We went and saw Siegfried and Roy.
Oh, cool.
The billboard came up. Wayne is here. Wayne Newton at the Las Vegas Hilton. Midnight show. We left Siegfried and Roy, went over to the Las Vegas Hilton to see Wayne Newton. We're in line to get in to see Wayne Newton. Win $600 on a slot machine.
Man.
But every time we'd win something. Now, there used to be a show that came on at night called DC Follies with the Croft puppets. It had like the Ronald Reagan puppet, the Gorbachev puppet. But they were the Croft puppets, but it was like took place in a bar in Washington, D.C. The Pope would come in. You had all these political cartoons, and it said Playboy's Girls of Rock and Roll, hosted by John Biner from Bizarre.
Yeah.
And the Croft puppets. Well, so we get tickets because we like the Croft puppets. We watch DC Follies every week. We saw one freaking puppet. It's me and my wife and a table of firefighters watching Playboy's Girls of Rock and Roll. Oh, anyway, she was a trooper about it. We went and got massages at the Mirage. I bought one of them I bought a leather jacket with like an American flag on the back of it.
Oh.
I mean, we were doing things that we wouldn't have normally done, but if we won the money, we didn't just give it back. We went and spent it.
Right. Oh yeah.
We went out there.
A good idea.
We went out there with $900. We came home with $2,000 and our receipts, and we spent a little over $4,000 while we were there.
Oh my goodness. Awesome.
We had a great time. So, but I've seen shows in Vegas.
Yes.
But I've never been to a sporting event in Vegas.
Are you going to WrestleMania?
No.
Oh, I just
asked.
Easter.
No, it's Easter weekend. I wouldn't go anyway.
Yeah, it's Easter weekend. I agree.
WrestleMania costs too much. But it's Easter weekend too.
Yeah, that's just a weird, to me, I get it. Not everybody is going to celebrate and that, whatever, but that's just a weird. Why would you have it on Easter weekend? Because
Easter weekend is a very slow time in Las Vegas, and the city of Las Vegas probably paid them a lot of money, probably incentivized for them to move it to that weekend, because there's not a lot going on in Vegas on Easter weekend.
There's a reason for that. No. Anywho, what you want to do now?
Well, we had talking about Thanksgiving and wrestling, but I thought Thanksgiving was this week when I suggested it. It's next week, so we're going to wait till next week to talk about Thanksgiving and wrestling.
I gotcha. Okay.
But we're going to have a new segment here, and this is going to be a recurring segment because there's a lot of them. Songs that are just wrong.
Songs that are just wrong. What the fuck did they just say? Pondwater and Amy read them anyway.
That is great. I like your graphics.
Thank you. So first up,
we're gonna read them, or
we're reading. We're gonna read the lyrics.
Okay, I didn't know that part. Okay.
So I'm gonna start off with from 1957. 1957, Elvis Presley did a little song called Jailhouse Rock. Where he works in this lyric. Number 47 said to number 3, "You're the cutest jailbird I ever did see. I sure would be delighted with your company. Come on and do the jailhouse rock with me. Let's rock. Everybody, let's rock." Everybody in the whole cell block was dancing to the jailhouse rock. So let's think about this. In 1957, in the jailhouse, there were no women in the jailhouse. So Elvis got a song over in 1957 about guy love behind bars.
Kind of sounds like it, doesn't it?
That's amazing for the attitude in the United States in 1957.
Exactly. It was the
So
pelvic that people were just mesmerized by his dancing. They didn't even know what the words were saying.
yeah. So that I just remember one time hearing that lyric, and I'm like, wait a minute, there are no women in the jailhouse.
That's right. Yes, isn't it funny? Like now, it's like thinking about it. Oh,
Then from 1974,
mm-hmm.
Ringo Starr, formerly of the Beatles, comes out with a song called You're 16.
Mm.
You come on like a dream, peaches and cream, lips like strawberry wine. You're 16. You're beautiful and you're mine. Ooh, mine, all mine. You're all ribbons and curls. Ooh, what a girl. Eyes that sparkle and shine. You're 16. You're beautiful and you're mine. And you're shortly going to be looking for number 47 in the jailhouse to rock with.
I mean, the ribbons and curls line, like that to me is like child. You know, like that just
She's
screams.
16.
But I'm just saying that screams schoolgirl. You
Now,
know, like, oh, come on.
Now, I
Now.
mean, this wasn't like now my great grandmother got married when she's 14 years old, but it was also back in the 1920s. So,
Right.
but I'm just like that one didn't age well.
Because how old was Ringo Starr when he's singing about this 16-year-old?
I don't know. How's Siri? What year was Ringo Starr born in? Hey Siri, I'm producing on the air. What year was Ringo Starr born in?
Okay, I found this on the web for I'm producing on the air. What year was Ringo Starr born in? Check it out.
Can't wait to see what she says. I will look it up.
Thank you, because I when you get cute with Siri, she messes you over.
No kidding. 1940. He's 34. This came out in 74.
So he's 34 and he's singing about a 16-year-old.
Exactly. I could do without that.
And I
That
mean,
is.
yeah, I mean, it wasn't like I don't know if it was a remake or I don't know if I didn't look to see if maybe this was a remake.
What's this? What is it called again?
You're 16.
You're 16.
But anyway.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This is all about the Beatles right now.
So anyway.
I well, I don't know.
And now there's in 1980, the Police came out with a song called Don't Stand So Close to Me.
This is our poor songs are all getting just lambasted.
Young teacher, the subject of schoolgirl fantasy. She wants him so badly, knows what she wants to be. Inside him, there's longing. This girl's an open page. Bookmarking, she's close now. This girl is half his age. Don't stand so close to me. Don't stand so close to me. Those friends are so jealous. You know how bad girls get. Sometimes it's not so easy to be the teacher's pet. Temptation, frustration, so bad it makes him cry. Well, I can't. Oh,
Bus stop.
yeah, the wet bus stop. She's waiting. His car is warm and dry. That's ripped out of the headlines today. 1980.
Oh Lord. That's terrible.
Yeah. I mean, we hear these songs and we don't pay attention to the lyrics.
Right. It's just goodness gracious. What are you putting on
from
here?
1984. From Janet, Miss Jackson, if you're nasty.
Oh.
Anytime, any place. In the thundering rain, you're staring to my eyes. I can feel your hand moving up my thighs, skirt around my waist, wall against my face. I can
Ooh.
feel your lips. Ooh. I don't want to stop just because people are watching us. I don't give a damn what they think. I want you now. I don't want to stop just because you feel so good inside of my love. I'm not going to stop. No, no, no. I want you. All I want to say is so this is a song about getting it, her face is against the wall
Mm-hmm.
and people are walking by watching and she just don't care.
Now, see, there are way worse songs out than that. This is kind of tame.
Uh,
It There's nothing about being underage. Like that's what the other
Wall
ones.
against my face. I can feel your lips.
Well,
Where were they? Where were they? It sounds like he's eating ass on the street corner.
and
That's what it sounds like.
everybody's watching, and they're walking by watching.
Hey, look at there. Is that Janet Jackson getting her ass ate? Tito would be so ashamed.
Oh my God. Just put that thought in my head.
This one was the one this is Amy's 17
Winger.
by Winger. I believe it was 1984.
I don't know. I didn't even look at the
I looked
year.
at the dates to give some context.
I
And
think
just when I thought she was
ahead.
coming to my door, she whispered sweet and brought me to the floor. She said, I'm only 17. 17. I'll show you love like you've never seen. She's only 17. Daddy said she's too young, but she's old enough for me. Mm.
Yeah.
Come to my place. We can talk it over. Oh, everything's going down in your head. She said, take it easy. I need some time to work it out to make you mine. And just when I thought she was coming to my door, she whispered sweet and brought me to the floor. She said, I'm only 17. You ain't seen love, ain't seen nothing like me. She's only 17. Yes, such a bad girl, loves to work me overtime. Feels good dancing close to the borderline. She's a magic mountain. She's a leather glove. Oh, she's my soul. It must be love.
A lot of young love.
What do they go still at 18?
Oh, I don't know. Apparently they're not good because Winger he was not singing this at 17. I'll just say that he was definitely older.
And then finally, from
Yes.
Aerosmith,
Oh.
I believe it was 1988. Janie's got a gun. Janie's got a gun. Her whole world's come undone from looking straight at the sun. What did her daddy do? What did he put you through? They said when Janie was arrested, they found him underneath a train. But man, he had it coming. Now that Janie's got a gun, she ain't never going to be the same. Janie's got a gun. Janie's got a gun. Her dog day's just begun. Wonder if that's a reference to Dog Day Afternoon with Al Pacino.
I'm not really for sure.
Now everyone is on the run. Tell me now it's untrue. What did her daddy do? He jacked a little bitty baby. The man has got to be insane. They say the spell that he was under, the lightning and the thunder, knew that someone had to stop the rain. So,
nice little sexual assault inside the family.
Yeah.
Now, originally, the words were. Oops, you gotta go back. Can you go back?
Got one more after this to wrap it up. But
well, I was going to say originally, he jacked a little bitty baby. That was not supposed to be the word jacked. It was supposed to be something else. It was supposed to be raped. It was supposed to be raped, a little bitty baby. And they did not want to put that word in there. They knew they would not get wordplay, or they would not get the radio play with that. And
I can't imagine why.
Yeah, I know. He took inspiration. So I read a little bit about it because, it's like, what is Steven Tyler took inspiration for this song when he was in rehab, and some of the women that he was in rehab with, like in the early 70s, 80s, not, and a lot of them had been molested and, went and by family members and went to drugs as a way of coping. And so that was kind of the inspiration of the ideas of where this song came from, because it is a very unusual song to be singing about how someone, especially, excuse me, in the late 80s, of someone who was took the law in their own hands about being molested by their father and killing him. So that was just an interesting, that was my song, right? So and the Winger one too was mine too, but
Yeah. But let's wrap it up with
yes.
something a little less, still out there, but from the great Whitney Houston. I'm saving all my love for you. A few stolen moments is all that we share. You've got a family and they need you there. Though I've tried to resist being last on your list, but no other man's gonna do. So I'm saving all my love for you.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
It's not very easy living all alone. My friends try to tell me to find a man of my own. But each time I try, I just break down and cry because I'd rather be home feeling blue. So I'm saving all my love for you. You used to tell me we'd run away together. Love gives you the right to be free. You said to be patient, just wait a little longer, but that's just an old fantasy. I've got to get ready just a few minutes more. Gonna get that old feeling when you walk through that door, because tonight is the night for feeling all right. We'll be making love the whole night through. Because she's saving all her love for you. It's a song about being the other woman.
I had no idea.
I did not either.
Interesting.
And I gotta be honest, this one I just learned like yesterday.
I just learned today.
There's a woman on TikTok that'll listen to these songs and she'll be singing along, and then she'll just kind of get this look like when she's hearing the words. And that one got me. But you go back and you listen to old country and it's songs about cheating. Somebody did somebody wrong. It's guys that are, it's just,
yeah.
It's women singing about being the other woman and putting up with it. But they would never do that today.
Jolene, let's talk about, you got the whole, begging someone, don't steal my man.
Sylvia, nobody. You're nobody called today. So, I think we're going to have some fun finding some of these old songs.
Definitely.
I'm going to take the next one. I'm definitely going to put Coward of the County in there.
I don't know that one. I don't think. Who
Kenny
sings
Rogers?
It? I bet if I heard it.
Everyone
Coward of the County.
Him, the Coward of the County.
Maybe I have. I don't know.
Really good. But
I will look it up.
You had to put up with us reading the lyrics because YouTube will kick us off.
Oh yeah, Earl, because Earl had to die. That's another good one.
Yeah. But what's funny?
What?
They let that Earl had to die go through. And country radio, well, even videos, the Earl had to die when they made it funny.
Right.
At the end with the dancing around, the guy dead dancing around. But so you saw, and Reba McEntire did with Linda Davis, Does He Love You Like He Loves Me?
Yes.
And at the end, she blew the boat up.
Yeah.
But then Rob Reiner says, cut. And they all like, you're dead, and it's just, but it's like Garth Brooks was not allowed to put the third verse of the Thunder Rolls in the song. And that's crazy that as big as Garth Brooks was when the Thunder Rolls came out, that he didn't have enough stroke to get the verse about her running back to get the gun out of the drawer and shoot him. They cut that verse out. It's the live version.
Right.
So the things that they allowed and the things they didn't allow are so crazy.
Do you think that's because it's Reba?
But they made sure that the video,
right?
They made sure the video put some humor at the end of it,
right?
Like, oh no, we're just it's just it's almost like a comedic disclaimer at the end of it.
And the Earl the Earl had to die. That song was, they put it in his beans. The song was all through.
And Earl had it coming.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he beat her up.
Yeah. So
Interesting. I like that. I like the FTF. WTF.
Oh
I
my God.
swear. What?
Trivia.
Mm-hmm. I have some.
I know. It was sent to me. And I'm going to get it.
Oh, okay.
She sent it to me and I pulled all the PDFs out. I'm going to get it.
Okay. I can't wait to see if you know any of these answers.
I bet I don't. Oh man.
What? We can't find it?
I got it. It's loading. Sorry, y'all.
Okay.
It's time for Amy's trivia. Can you hang? How big's your brain? It's time to play.
I like that champion. Just saying. That's a nice champion right there. All right. We are going to talk about WrestleMania 14, where Mike Tyson was the special enforcer. So I figured that was timely. What city did WrestleMania 14 take place? Was it Boston, New York City, Los Angeles, or Anaheim? Where did we have WrestleMania 14?
Andrew Hermes not only said Boston, he said at the Fleet Center. And I believe he's absolutely correct.
Yes, Andrew is correct. It was at the Fleet Center in Boston, Massachusetts. It was on March 29th, 1998. Very good. Boston. How many? Oh, there were 8 matches on the card. How many were singles matches? 5, 6, 7, or every one of them?
I watched this WrestleMania,
Uh-huh.
but beyond the main event, I couldn't tell you who was on the card. T-Weave says he's going with B6. I'm going to go with A5.
Anybody else in the chat want to guess? Give them a second. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Andrew went 6.
All righty.
And I was A5. Yeah, baby.
There were 5 singles matches, 2 tag matches, and a mixed gender match. So that was the total of the 8. Well, there was a tag match, a tag battle royal, and then the intergender match. All right, very good. You got it. Who won the tag team battle royal to become the #1 contenders to the WWF Tag Team Championships? Was it the Midnight Express, the new Midnight Express?
What year was this?
1998. Midnight Express, Legion of Doom, Nation of Domination, or the Headbangers? Somebody won this tag team battle royal. It was the Legion of Doom 2000. I'm very sorry, Andrew.
I'm going to say it was. I'm going to say the Headbangers pulled that off.
Does anybody else want to take a guess?
I can just see them celebrating, doing their little dancing with their kilts on.
Well, do you want to take another guess? Because you are wrong, Dave.
Okay.
It's not the Headbangers.
And I'm going to guess it was the Nation of Domination.
It was not the Nation of Domination. It was,
Terry Weaver said the Rougeau brothers.
no, they're not even on the list, Terry.
Was it the LOD?
It was the LOD 2000. LOD 2000 was managed by Sunny. And they came back and they were the LOD 2000s. She came out with a little outfit on.
I thought it was too early for them because I knew they were LOD 2000.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it was a little later. That's why I asked what year.
I understand. But yes, managed by Sonny. Next question.
When Sonny was still Roll Tide.
What was Pete Rose's role in the match of Kane versus Undertaker of WrestleMania 14? Was he the guest timekeeper, the guest ring announcer, the guest commentator, or was he the guest host of WrestleMania?
Spoiler, they lost the tag match. I want to, man. Yeah, he was the ring announcer. I think that was too early to be a host.
You are correct. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. You are correct. He was the guest ring announcer.
Yeah.
Because he was out there
I was
saying a
wanting
bunch
to say
of stuff.
host, but I mean, Kane came out and tombstoned him again.
Exactly. This was actually the first battle, the first match, I guess, between Kane and Undertaker. So this was the first time they had ever wrestled against each other. This was at WrestleMania.
Mm.
But yes, he was the guest ring announcer. All right, these are fill in the blanks. Sorry, fill in the blank. What famous phrase was said by The Rock for the first time during an interview with Jennifer Flowers before his Intercontinental match? One of his famous phrases was coined for the first time during this interview with Jennifer Flowers. Would you like to guess?
Was it? Can you smell what The Rock is cooking?
Are you going to say?
Andrew says The Rock says this. Tim says smell what The Rock is cooking.
I think you need to say what you said, Dave, with more like, I believe this is the answer.
Well, I wasn't real confident. I'm never real confident anymore. If you smell what The Rock is cooking.
Yes, that is the correct answer. That was the first time that was said. If you smell what The Rock is cooking.
He said that to Jennifer Flowers.
He did during that interview. Mike Tyson was involved as the special ringside enforcer for the main event of WrestleMania 14. Did you know that he was also involved in another wrestling promotions pay-per-view in 2020? What was the company and what was the event?
In 2020?
In 2020. He was involved in another
AEW. And it was AEW, and it was that one night at the Fernham Schnabitz.
No. It was not one night.
AEW Double or Nothing, Andrew says.
Again, with some more authority, please.
Andrew says AEW Double or Nothing?
No, you're such a goof. It was AEW Double or Nothing, May 23rd, 2020. 2020. 2020.
And now a shirt at jumpinthepond.com.
Mike Tyson presented the TNT championship belt to the inaugural winner, Cody Rhodes. So
he said,
that
Dear Cody.
You say that too, I bet. But that is your trivia. So just a little bit about WrestleMania 14 and Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson is just so physically intimidating.
Yes, he is. Yes, it seems like he's probably very nice, but it also, you could see him like in the movie Hangover, which is just so critically acclaimed. They're sitting there playing the music, and then he just absolutely uppercuts the guy. So, you could see where he could turn on you just like that. I could definitely see that. Hold on. No. What we got going on at the Ram?
I'm looking for the banner.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Over on the Ram Network, we have well, before we get to the Ram Network, let's talk about TNA Top 10.
Yes.
TNA Top 10, Andrew, Terry, and Allison doing their thing. They have Mike Bober on this week. But listen anyway. No, we love Bover. They're doing the top 10 most hated household chores.
No, that was last week. Household chores was last week.
Was it?
Yes, this week it is Survivor Series teams.
Oh, that's right. My bad.
Remember, because folding laundry.
I knew that.
What'd you put for your most hated chore? Remember?
Weed eating.
Weed eating.
Yeah,
I put
weed eating for sure.
mopping. I don't mind folding clothes. I do not like putting them up. Like that's just. I'd rather take a beating. But anyway, I'm sorry. Yes, Survivor.
Yeah, they
top
had the
10
Survivor Series teams because which team do you think I voted for number one?
Carrie Von Erich's team.
There you go. Hey, that was a badass team though. The Ultimate Warrior, Carrie Von Erich, and the Road Warriors. That was pretty physically intimidating team.
It was. And was 1983 your favorite year of wrestling?
It was.
I thought
and you can find that out on World Class Flashback. World Class Flashback. Timmy C and myself, we're going week for week through 1983.
You know, you do forget how many people went through the Sportatorium, like over time. Like we said, Stone Cold, again, someone that we just talked about main eventing WrestleMania. That's where he got his start. There's a lot of different people that, went through the WCCW. We've talked to on the other show that I have listened to called Ladies Night at the Matches. Baby Doll and Missy Hyatt both talked about their time at WCCW. So, it really is. I know I tease you being ornery, but it really was a very instrumental territory for a lot of young talent to go through.
Oh yeah, I mean Shawn Michaels was there.
Yep.
He just was an enhancement. He got his hair cut by Gino and Chris. Rick Rude was there. Rick Rude was there when he was Rick Rood,
right,
as an enhancement guy, and then he was back as Rick Rude with Percy Pringle. Cactus Jack was there. The Undertaker. Just about everybody. They all came through Dallas.
Exactly. Yeah. You just never know who you might see. Like you said, when you're going through this week by week, Shawn Michaels was an enhancement talent. So, there's no telling who you're going to see as you go through the week.
We just saw this last episode we saw Rip Rogers come through. Rip Rogers came through. He was wearing the pink tights.
Oh my gosh. What a personality.
Oh yeah. I've learned from watching this, that Rock Riddle, who we saw at the Hall of Fame in Waterloo, he was he came through as an enhancement talent in '83.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't doubt that at all.
Actually on one of the cards, he actually lost a match to another enhancement guy, and I mentioned it to James Beard a few weeks ago when I saw James, and he said that might be the only match that Mike Reed won.
Someone owed Mike Reed a win, I guess. Hey, Ben from Australia has joined us.
But we, hi Ben, morning. Ben's in Australia.
Yes.
So we're doing World Class Flashback. We're doing a Wrestling Rewind, watching the CWA. This Sunday we're Eras, the new generation. I think that they've got a little something else on that logo. It's been rebranded.
Have they picked one? I know we voted, but I didn't know if they picked it.
But they're doing the new generation for WWE. It's going to be Andrew, and welcome aboard to the Ram Network, Megan Nelson, Yay! Amy's other tag team partner.
Exactly. My female tag team partner. You're my intergender tag team partner.
Yeah, we're the intergender tag team champions of podcasting.
Heck yeah, we are. Nobody's going to take that title from us.
Damn sure not. And if we wanted to get a title made,
yes,
we could do that if we went to Big Time Belts at facebook.com. Big Time Belts, Muhammad Zubair can take anything that you can dream up. He can put it on metal and leather. He can make your belt dreams come true. the Queen of the Summit SWA champion, got her belt from Big Time Belts. Our good friend Tim Robbins got his AMW belts. This is the tag team champion.
Pretty.
Beautiful on red leather. Look at the quality of that flag.
Mm-hmm.
How the much detail he put in the stars. Just a beautiful, beautiful belt from a Big Time Belts. Muhammad Bear is delivering high quality at low prices. And he can do that for you. Facebook.com, Big Time Belts. And we want to thank him for sponsoring our show.
Yes.
But he also
nice
whipped up this masterpiece. He is also the title sponsor for the Ram Network's Fantasy Football League.
Nice. That's such a nice belt.
The Filter Free Boys have their logo on it. We have our logo on it. The TNA Top 10's on it.
Mm-hmm.
And Big Time Belts is on it over here.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you play fantasy football for right here.
Heck yeah.
And I mean, my wife and TJ are neck and neck. We're waiting for the playoffs to start. I'm hoping that my wife's will win it, so I don't have to mail it out. And we also thank him for sponsoring the Fantasy Football League that I'm not even making the playoffs. Playoffs? No, I ain't making the playoffs. So
Willie Buck wants to know, are you going anywhere? Are you at a wrestling show this weekend? What do you got going on, Dave?
I've got one more wrestling show, December 6th. I'm going to be in Mount Olive, Mississippi at Lost Art of Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I just got that booking today, and I'm done for the year.
Awesome.
And I'm not real sure what my 2025 plans are yet.
Surely BIW is probably all over there, and other little, you just never know, right?
Right.
Because you are very much in demand. So,
T-Weave, did I beat you this week? Yes. Yeah. I don't know. He had one player that had an out-of-body experience, and he put me away pretty good.
Oh. Ooh,
Dave,
Tim?
you should go to TNA Genesis in Garland. When is TNA Genesis in Garland, Tim?
Is that Garland, Texas? Or what
Yes.
is that? Okay.
Yeah, it's probably going to be in the same building that AEW uses when they say they're in Dallas. They're actually in Arlington. In Garland.
Oh, it's in January.
And
Bring your gear. You just never know.
well, I've got Huntsville at the end of the month in January, so I probably can't pull that off.
Yes, we do. That's going to be so fun.
We do.
I'm counting down the days.
All right. What else we got, Amy?
I don't have anything. I mean, we've talked about the other shows, TNA Top 10, and all the different things we got going on the RAM Network. Give it a try. It's $5 a month. We do all kinds of fun stuff. I'm sorry.
Let's circle back to TNA Top 10.
Okay.
Everybody should go out of their way to listen to TNA Top 10. I'm going to tell you why. They talk about college football in hour 2. They talk about their fun top 10 in hour 1. And they're very entertaining, but follow them on their socials. And when they post their topic, vote.
Mm-hmm.
Vote. I mean, it's kind of a fun thing to do, to pick out,
Heck yeah.
I tried to get them to do top 10 models of cars driven by pricks.
That may be in December, because I know they said they had November kind of already laid out.
I don't know. They're pretty positive people, though, for the most part. I don't know that they want to call, people out for being pricks.
Be interesting to see what
I mean, like next week, Amy, pay attention to everybody that's driving around you, and then next week, tell me what the biggest prick that didn't know how to drive around you this week. I want to know what they were driving.
Okay.
I drive every day for a living.
Yes.
And as I drive around, I have what I like to call asshole of the day. and and I don't identify it by who's driving the car. It's what car they're driving.
Right.
Like, congratulations, Honda Ridgeline, you're the asshole of the day.
Ah, interesting. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'll do that. I'll be paying
Like the other
attention.
day, I was trying to roll into Big Lots with I didn't have that much, so that because my head would have exploded if I'd have really had a lot. But there's like on this, there's a ramp that goes up,
Mhm.
little ramp that goes up to the doors, and then there's a handicap spot on the right and a handicap spot on the left,
Mhm.
and this asshole parked in front of the ramp, leaving both handicap spots open, but his handicapped ass parked right where.
Mhm. Mhm. Not really aware of his surroundings.
I was pissed.
Did you see who it was?
Yeah.
You did?
Oh yeah.
Young or old?
Old.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, sometimes I think the young ones are the ones that maybe just don't always know etiquette.
Oh, I get a lot of that too. I mean,
Yeah.
they'll pull right up in where the ramp area at Circle K's are.
Mhm.
Pull up, weed clouds coming out the windows. Damn bass is shaking every window in the place.
Uh-huh.
Leave the car running and go in. Blocking the damn ramp. But that's what I'm saying is that every week every day it's something different.
Interesting. Okay. I will try to keep my eyes peeled for that.
That's just a little fun game I play to get me through the day.
I like it.
And then we
That's
light a
right.
candle. And then we light a
That's right.
candle. We light a candle for them.
Because you're praying for them, right? If they're the asshole of the day, then they need prayers. So you're identifying that. That's good. That's a good
And I'm
thing.
going to end the show on a positive note. We've mentioned that I go to a lot of basketball games that my granddaughter plays in, and I complain about the referees quite a bit because I say that MAIS referees are on the Mount Rushmore of the worst things in the world.
Mm.
But I will go out of my way to say that Saturday morning we had a referee that was the absolute best referee I've ever seen in my life.
Awesome.
They were younger kids playing. He went out of his way, if he called something, to explain to the kids why he called it. There was two girls that were they were getting really physical with each other and tempers were about to be lost.
Mm-hmm.
He made them hug it out.
Oh.
But the way that he handled the kids and he instructed them, and he didn't let things become an issue. And he went out of his way to try to tell them why he calls what he calls.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me feel pretty good that I finally saw a good one.
Right. Well, and that's important, like you said, to tell the kids why versus just blowing the whistle and, whatever, letting them know why so that they know to correct that. I think that's really cool.
Like we had a referee the other night that he would get on to the kids when they were about ready to fight, but he wouldn't call anything but he wouldn't do anything to de-escalate.
Right.
I mean, you only get hit in the head so many times.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, really.
There you go. T-Weave said we had a good soccer ref like that a few weeks ago. Don't extend the arms or I'll call it.
And his son is fairly, is middle school, I think. So, I mean, like you said, letting them know what they're doing and give them a chance to correct it and continue to correct it.
But when they're out there playing basketball, they're beating and banging, and sometimes it's just their skill level. They're clumsy, and it's not malicious. But I mean, it gets out of control pretty quick.
Mm-hmm. No, I can see that.
All right. I want to thank everybody for everybody that took time to hang out with us tonight. We appreciate it.
Definitely.
And we'll be back again next week. I think next week we might be on Tuesday. No, I think next week we're on Wednesday.
We are? Okay.
I think it's Wednesday. But we're going to talk about Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving
Yes.
wrestling. I'm gonna see if I can find. I've got friends that grew up in the Carolinas that might have gone to the Starcades. Going to the wrestling matches on Thanksgiving night was always a big part. It was a big part of my childhood. They'd have them on Thanksgiving night, and we're going to talk
Mhm.
about them.
That's
Whether
gonna
we
be
watched
fun.
it on pay-per-view, whether we actually got up and went to the matches, we're going to talk about the correlation of Thanksgiving and professional wrestling.
I did think definitely.
For Amy Vaughn, I'm Pondwater Dave, and we'll see you next week. Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye. Have a good week.